Have you ever wondered what Jesus would say to you if he knew it was his final night on earth? What would he do? What would he leave behind? What message would matter most? Let's journey back to that sacred night. The night of the Last Supper, a moment that changed everything. The room was quiet. A soft glow from oil lamps danced on the walls. The smell of roasted lamb filled the air, mingling with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. Jesus knew this was his final meal with the disciples before the cross. But rather than focus on the fear of death, he chose to focus on love. But what did he do that stunned his disciples? It wasn't a miracle. It wasn't a sermon. It was a towel and a basin of water.
John 13 tells us that Jesus rose from the meal, took off his outer garment, wrapped a towel around his waist, poured water into a basin, and then he knelt. Yes, God in the flesh knelt. One by one he began to wash his disciples' feet, dusty, worn feet that had walked miles. Peter protested, "Lord, are you going to wash my feet?" Jesus replied, "Unless I wash you, you have no part with me." What a picture of humility, what a lesson in love. This task was reserved for the lowest servant, yet the King of Kings chose it to show us what greatness in the kingdom of God looks like. Can you imagine the silence in that room, the looks of shock? What do you do when the one you call master chooses to serve you like a servant? Friend, what would it look like for you to serve with that kind of humility? After washing their feet, Jesus returned to the table. He took the bread, gave thanks, and broke it. He said, "This is my body given for you. Do this in remembrance of me." Then he took the cup and said, "This cup is the new covenant in my blood, which is poured out for you." The disciples didn't fully understand, but we do. That bread was his body, that cup was his blood, broken and poured out for us. This was more than dinner. This was the beginning of Holy Communion, a sacred symbol of his sacrifice and our relationship with him.
Think about it. The Son of God, knowing his betrayal was just hours away, still chose to love, to serve, and to give. Would you have done the same? Jesus looked around the table. He saw Peter, who would deny him. He saw Judas, who would betray him. He saw Thomas, who would doubt him. And yet, he washed their feet. He broke bread with them. He loved them. "A new command I give you," Jesus said. "Love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another." John 13:34. Not love as the world loves. Not love when it's easy, but love with sacrifice. Love with humility. Love that gives everything, even life. Pause right here. Who is God calling you to love right now? To serve, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it feels undeserved? That night, Jesus did more than serve a meal. He introduced a new covenant, a new relationship between God and humanity, not built on rituals, but on faith. It was a promise that through his sacrifice, we could be forgiven, restored, and made new. The old covenant was written on stone tablets, the new covenant written on hearts. So what does the Last Supper mean for us today? It's more than history, it's a call to action, to love, to serve, to remember, and to follow. At the Last Supper, Jesus showed us what real love looks like. He humbled himself to serve, he sacrificed to save, and he invited us into a deeper relationship with him. Every time we take communion, we remember his body broken for us, his blood poured out in love, his command to love one another as he loved us. So today, will you carry that love into your home, your school, your job, your relationships? Will you serve with humility, love with passion, and live in remembrance of the one who gave it all? Because the Last Supper wasn't the end, it was the beginning of a love story written in blood and sealed in grace.